Welcome back, What's Left Podcast. John here with Jake and Brad. We are the punk rock garage band podcast and our voice of the resistance as loudly as we can. The list of corruption is through the roof, and the Ukraine peace deal is no exception, along with so many other things. Plus, Trump drops the R word. We've got a lot of things that happened over the weekend. But before we do that, please like and subscribe. Get you a union made t-shirt at derealizationnation.com. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. All right, guys, let's start with this peace deal. Uh, the Daily Beast, the headline, Trump's $2 trillion plan to cash in on Ukraine peace leaks. So at the center of Trump's peace plan to end the Russia-Ukraine war isn't peace, it's profit. And that should come as no surprise to anybody with grifter Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner involved in peace talks, guys. Jared Kushner, who you may remember from such other grifts as Saudi Arabia. Oh, son-in-law to the president. I called him his brother-in-law last time, and people got on my ass correctly, I guess. Uh, but so this phone call of his leaks, all this stuff leaks about what they were talking about. Um, and there, so for Witkoff, Kushner, and the Russians, the goal is to reportedly revitalize Russia's $2 trillion economy through joint Russia-U.S. ventures. At the end of the talks, it's $300 billion in frozen Russian central bank assets that Russia wants to give to U.S. businesses for investment projects and U.S.-led reconstruction of Ukraine. And naturally, but here's the thing. First of all, when you're allies with someone, of course, you'll be the first person they call to help you rebuild. Like you're already going to get some of that. So the fact that they feel the need to set this up beforehand tells you everything you need to know about what the real problem is here. It's not with Trump. It's not about uh, whether or not they're going to be involved. It's about who's going to make the money specifically and making sure the right businesses get these things. Uh, it's like one of the they talk about exploiting the Arctic materials, Arctic mineral resource sources, and teaming up with SpaceX to reach Mars. Believe that shit? Who the fuck still believes fucking Elon Musk is going to Mars? Fucking
Dude,
nobody.
apparently our government does because we keep giving them billions of dollars in subsidies to blow up rockets over the ocean.
The last one didn't even get off the ground. Did anybody even see that one? It was fucking pathetic. It just blew up on the stand. Didn't even fucking make it in the air.
They're out there screaming about chemtrails, and then they're getting pumped up every time Elon Musk blows up metal over the ocean. They're fucking dumb, John.
Yeah, yeah, they are. So Trump's mega donors, guys like with names like Gentry Beach. That's a real human being whose name is he's see all of this. Tell me if this sentence sounds like a real sentence to you. Gentry Beach, founder of investment firm America First Global, a college friend of Donald Trump Jr. and Donald Trump campaign donor, is in talks to acquire a stake in Russian Arctic gas project if it is released from sanctions, according to the journal. Now, the last part makes sense. What doesn't make sense to me is that Donald Jr. had college friends. And also, Gentry Beach and America First Global just sound like fronts and fake names.
Yeah, dude, Gentry Beach sounds like a location for
Does.
you know, blue collar families.
Yeah, what is that like a failing beachfront property that got bought up and revitalized? All
That's exactly what it is.
the natives were forced out of their home.
It's like the Myrtle Beach of poorer people.
Port of the Myrtle Beach. We call that Virginia Beach. It's
Oh,
mostly another mega donor, Stephen Lynch, is working with Trump Jr. to purchase the Nord Stream 2 pipeline, which provides, gas from Europe to Russia. Um, and so basically, like Russia is counting on partnering up with the US to become an economic powerhouse. And the crazy part about it is like this is like sure maybe the United States is involved in some of these things, but it comes at our expense. You know, before Trump was elected president, we were dominating Russia. Like Russia was in bad shape, is in bad shape. The only thing that props up their economy is their war machine, like more so than even ours. Like they don't have the secondary AI bubble. They only have war factories. And the war has been good for Russia in a lot of like the poorer areas where they've been able to restart Soviet era war factories and shit. So the odds of them ending this war anytime soon are fucking next to nothing, as far as I'm concerned. If they did, it would have to be for a lot of money. All right, so that's not the only thing, though. Of course, we know that they. So Trump plays this off like he doesn't know anything about it. His sons Don Jr. and Eric run the entire business, but obviously he's still making money from it. Do you think that anybody buys uh, that this is not a pay-to-play scheme working out of the White House?
They, if you don't believe it yet, what else do they need to do
Yeah,
to prove it to you?
Jake, I don't know. A lot of people say like you can't prove the one for one dealings. Like that's do you think I mean I feel like you can if you just
I
try. If you
I
just
feel like if you're looking close enough, you can totally see them.
or at all, right?
Or your eyes are open.
Yeah, it's not that difficult. They've broken ground on new golf courses, they've built new skyscrapers, they rent out the Trump name. There's the cryptocurrency thing, golden airplanes. Uh, there's this anti-corruption organization called the De-Kleptocracy Project uh, that is accusing Trump of the pay-to-play scheme that benefits people. But they said that Trump has made authoritarians' wildest dreams come true. Sounds about right.
I mean, think about just with the amount of like up and down he's doing with like the crypto stuff. Like, think about the wealth that he's extracting from people and essentially just giving it to war machines or like, you know what I mean, countries to continue what they're doing. Like, the we money laundering is crazy. Money laundering through crypto is a whole other fucking game.
Yeah, because the average person doesn't really understand much about it. Um, but they make money in so many different parts of crypto. Uh, Not the least of which was when they opened up their what was that? World Liberty Financial. The first like $2 billion came from United Arab Emirates. You know,
Crazy, crazy.
they've got golf courses in Oman, Dubai. Jake, you remember the we did the real depth one when Brad was away. I did the real deep dive on the Vietnam golf course.
Hmm.
So that's still going on.
Still.
These guys, Brad, these guys had their land taken from them at around $12 a hectare or acre, and they were given like some far below, obviously, a reasonable price. And a lot of them were also given bags of rice as compensation. Could you imagine the anything less American than taking somebody's private property uh, and giving them a bag of rice for it? Or is it the most American thing to just take somebody's land and hand them a bag of rice for it?
Yeah, we'll actually bring a turkey.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Have you, okay, hear me out. Have you tried pumpkin pie? Ugh. What if that, of all the curses they brought on this land, pumpkin pie might be the worst of them.
Yeah,
Yeah, for me,
I don't even.
it's like the smallpox, the pumpkin pie.
I'm not a big pumpkin pie person, so that's cool with me.
It's fucking disgusting. Fucking disgusting. Uh, and let's not forget about the golden airplane. Ben Rhodes, Barack Obama's old deputy national security advisor, says that Trump's approach is nothing more than an old-fashioned grift tethered to a superpower, and that it's incalculable what damage we are now seeing. Corruption, he says, is the norm in geopolitics. And that's, I mean, that's a world like where the United States does not thrive. You know, we are not going to come out on top playing that game with China and Russia. We're already seeing it. China, it turns out, has bought like, 4 pecks of soybeans, actually, like in real life. It's not that little, but you get what I'm saying. Like, it's nowhere near even they committed to buying half and have bought less than that, but far less than that so far. So we're really just, I mean, getting played all across the board. But they know as long as they keep lining his pockets or giving him fake wins, a little gold bar, a little pat on the back, you know, we've seen it with Mom Donnie even. Like, it takes nothing to get this guy on your side. You can literally just pat him on his stupid head and he'll be like, ugh, I love this guy. Isn't he cute? Just
I don't
crazy.
under, I don't understand the need for any billionaires, but I really, really get upset about old billionaires. Because like what do y'all even need the money?
What are
Like
you
what are you even doing it
saving
for?
it for?
What are you even doing it for at this point? Like I don't understand. Is it just to prove that you can? Like do you want to die just to be like, "Hi, I died with $15 billion."
I don't know. What do you think specifically this old fucking geezer, Jake? What do you think it is that motivates Trump to have all this money? Does he just think he's going to live forever?
Maybe he's waiting for a way to live forever so he can live forever.
Make sure
You know,
he
like
can
he's
buy.
saving up for the freezing.
Yeah, he needs that Disney head money.
Yeah.
That could be it. I don't know. Could it be maybe as a game? Like is or even with this guy, like I think kind of he just thinks he deserves it. He believes that he deserves that money more than anyone else.
Greed is just sin. It's itself, you know what I mean? Like some people are just that greedy that they just love to hoard. In this case, it's money. He just
Hmm.
wants to keep hoarding money.
He also really thinks that he's like a Jesus Christ level persecuted type figure. Like like maybe he really just thinks
Oh, so much so that he is willing to sue the American taxpayer for $320 million because
that's
there were
right.
legal investigations. You remember the America's
That's
first
right.
president is suing us for $320 million.
God, that's a few pages back in the book there. Almost
Thank
forgot about that one.
thank God he's not taking a salary. I don't know how he'd make ends meet.
He's doing it because he loves us.
He's eliminating income tax.
Right.
Oh my God.
I hate when you make me do this. God.
It's the same, and these others, these other grifters are following suit. You got the Lindsey Grahams and Ted Cruz's of the world out here. Lindsey Graham is out here like literally screaming he's going to sue the American people for tens of millions of dollars. He thinks he deserves it because he got caught talking to Trump during an insurrection, and that's it. Like that's it. They got his phone bill. They acquired his phone bill. That's all that happened. And he thinks he's going to get tens of millions of dollars out of that, something that no other person would be able to. These people are out of their goddamn mind.
Dude, they're trying to scrub the insurrection from history.
Yeah,
Like it
100%.
never happened. Like, oh yeah, no, none of those people were, they were all pardoned and this, that, and the third, and
You can't
fuzzy
use
skip, whatever.
you can't use the auto pen unless it's for 1,500 people who attack the Capitol and are probably also sex offenders and arsonists. I mean, just, all multiple offenders, most of them, except for that one grandma. I always like to bring her up.
Right.
Yeah. It doesn't matter if it's your first offense, if it's a big offense.
I wonder if it was the propaganda from Fox News that had that little old lady out there trying to storm the Capitol on
Could
fucking
you
January
imagine getting so fucking wound up over something that Sean Hannity said?
6th.
What in God's name? What in God's name is worth it? So Also over the weekend, Trump was in the Oval Office. Uh, he got super racist about Somalis uh, in Minnesota. And the reporter was like, "What the fuck does this have to do with the shooter?" Because over the weekend, for those who don't know, there was also a shooting in DC of two National Guard members by an Afghan national who had just received asylum from the Trump administration in 2025. They came over in 2021 as part of a group of Afghani refugees who helped the United States during their various and sundry wars in Afghanistan, Iraq, and whatnot. So this guy in particular worked for the CIA, right? Uh, and the most thorough vetting that happens is for refugees. They go through an extremely rigorous vetting process, and probably there really was nothing on this guy's record that would suggest that he would be a threat to anyone. But for some ungodly reason, he decided to fly from Washington State to Washington, D.C. to shoot at two members of the National Guard who just got there. One of them has passed away. Her name was Sarah. Um, and as suspicious as all this is, and I want to point out how weird and suspicious and odd it is that you would react this way and start shouting. First of all, even to start shouting about Somalis or make this about immigration at all, um, is an odd thing. But I don't want to spend too much time because we don't have all the facts yet. So I don't want to get over our skis on this, but I would like to hear your guys' thoughts on the shooter and how odd that is.
I don't, like you said, it's still really early to know,
Mm-hmm.
but I just don't understand. Like we don't know anything. I don't know anything. I just know that at one point he worked alongside U.S. forces, and then apparently he decided to not anymore. Like I don't know. I don't know. I have no clue.
No.
It's so sad though that we are losing American lives. Period. You know, it doesn't matter. Obviously,
Mm-hmm.
I you know that none of that matters. But to see it happening on our soil is scary.
Yeah. Odd circumstances that this increase of the National Guard that was supposed to stop crime becomes a crime scene. A little weird. Um, so anyway, yeah, there's a lot of stuff going around the internet about how Google searches for not these two National Guardsmen's names exploded the day before the shooting, especially in and around Israel. Um, Circumstantial and proves nothing, but again, a lot of really strange circumstances surrounding the shooting, and that's where we'll leave it for now, that it's strange, and we'll continue to monitor that situation. But with the aftermath of it, he accuses Ilhan Omar of marrying her brother, says some really racist shit, and then drops the R word on Tim Walz. And then just today, moments ago, really, so he's on Air Force One, and he was asked about calling Tim Walz.
Yeah, I think that same post you mentioned Tim Walz, and you called him what many Americans do find offensive or retarded. Do you stand by that claim of calling Tim Walz retarded?
Yeah, I think there's something wrong with it. Absolutely, sure.
Because you don't
You
like
have a problem?
this is the first time.
That's
Yep.
that's his reaction. Uh, Tim Walz pointed out how offensive this is to our kids. Now, both of you work with children and around children, so I want to give you both an opportunity to talk about a little bit about why this is wrong and the importance of not, especially not for the President of the United States, throwing these things around. Um, but I'll give you guys both a chance to react to it. Um, Go ahead.
All right, Jake.
Um, so the first part is it is a derogatory term that has been stated that is a derogatory term for years now. There's multiple other things that we can call people with mental illness. in schools. And to call someone that is either because you do not know how to win an argument, or the subject you're talking about you don't know well enough or cannot defend it enough. So you resort to insults like this, which we see a lot with him. He doesn't know how to respond, especially in public, because his ego is in place. So he doesn't know how to defend himself with the proper use of what his team's doing or how better we can do things is just straight to insults. And something like this hurts not only just like Tim Walz and his son and everything, it hurts the whole community. Because as the president, you're representing everyone, and the people with disabilities, that whole community is just disrespected by those couple words.
Yeah. Not the first time this administration,
Right.
um, go back as far as 2015, Brad.
When he was mocking the fucking reporter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was it for me. Like, okay, so we could just discriminate openly now as somebody running for presidency of the United States of America. That
Mm-hmm.
was like the breaking point for me. And now for him, I just don't understand what makes you feel confident saying that
Mm,
about another person. You know what I mean? And what qualifies them to fit under that label? Like, please explain it to us, Donald, because I
Mm-hmm.
don't understand. You know what I mean? Like, that was a term that was used in like the 90s and the early 2000s. And then I just thought that we learned to like accept people with disabilities as human beings and not belittle them by with words. And I don't understand, like, are you attacking him? Are you attacking him by calling him that? Obviously, you're not saying that as a sentiment. You're not saying that to like, I don't know, it's not an adjective for support of a person. You know what I
mhm.
mean? Like
Right.
he's not that's not how he's doing it. So
No.
you're just slapping everyone in the face that has a family member with any sort of developmental disability or any sort of disability at all. You're just slapping them in the face by just throwing that word around like it doesn't carry weight, because it doesn't carry weight to Donald, and his dumbass followers are going to be out here calling people that now because Donald did it. So it's cool to do it again, just the same way it's cool to be racist again. You can just be a piece of shit. Nobody cares. That's all they want, is to just be able to be pieces of shit and no one cares.
Yeah, that's 100% it. I mean, there was actually like comedians made this a part of their shtick. Like this was part of the Joe Rogan reason for electing Trump in the first place, which is just an insanely stupid reason uh to be upset about. Like this isn't you can say whatever you want to say. There's nobody stopping you from saying what you want to say. Uh the thing is though that if you say asshole things, you may be viewed as an asshole. And there's nothing that anyone can do to change that. Like making the president of the United States drop the R word twice now on a governor with a son who has learning disabilities uh doesn't make it okay to say. Like you can say it, sure.
Right.
If that's your hero, go out and fucking live your life, be yourself. But the rest of us, like I don't know. Like I don't understand why that's a need for you. I don't understand what fucking part of what empty hole in your soul that calling someone that fills. But it's I mean it's already like I don't know, a lot of those guys his names I won't even fucking mention because I don't want to platform them in any way, but a lot of those comedians, those Rogan Spirit comedians, they already have been using this word profusely since the election. Just whipping it out all over the place. And they're upset because people don't find them funny. And it just turns out like you weren't not funny because you were being canceled. You were not funny because you're not funny. Well, that's too bad. All right. So the other lies going around are the Venezuela lies. So Trump bleats out or whatever you want to call it. He sends a blast on True Social saying that he has shut down Venezuelan airspace, which is not something that he has the capability to do. But he was like basically warning people not to fly over it. It didn't happen, but obviously Maduro was upset, called it a colonialist threat. Makes sense. Uh, I don't like to live in a world where I side with Nicolas Maduro on anything on any occasion. But that's just, I think that just speaks to the sad state of affairs here in the United States, where it's like dictator versus dictator. So like you look at these two, and it's like there's no good guy here, right? But the people of Venezuela, they don't deserve either thing, and neither country deserves a forever war over oil, because that's what it's about. I mean, that they're not even pretending it's about other things. Maduro filed a grievance with OPEC. Like they didn't go to the UN, they went to OPEC. Like
Yep.
that's how you know. Like I mean that and the fact that they're just outright saying it. Like it's not about anything else. And anybody tells you otherwise is full of shit. Period.
They're just lying. We're killing fishermen.
Yeah, 100%. So this is the big thing that came out in the Washington Post. So apparently, uh, Hegseth ordered the elimination of these people, and so the person in charge of the command of the strike boat, the striking the boat, the one where there was two survivors, they came back and wiped those survivors out. Now, it is a clear war crime. It's actually an example used in the war crimes in the manual, in the Army manual, to describe a war crime. Is that if a ship is blown up and there are survivors clinging to the wreckage, those people are not to be killed, right? So an order was given to kill those people. That is an illegal order. I don't know why the Democratic senators and Congresspeople who had the balls to come out and make that video had such a hard time articulating and defending themselves on television, but it speaks to the fucking fecklessness of Democratic Party. Like this is such an obvious, easy one. But they couldn't defend themselves. But even if the second stripe doesn't happen, guys, this is war crimes. This is war crimes. The United States is committing war crimes, murdering people, nothing less.
And you would think that if the objective was to stop drug trafficking, that they would have commandeered those people that survived and then interrogated the fuck out of them to find out the inner workings, not just indiscriminately murder people.
Imagine, Brad, that you're waiting for the plug, right? And all of a sudden, a fucking F-35 comes down and eliminates them, right? First of all, it'd be insane. Second of all, you'd call the next guy.
Right, right, right.
This is solving nothing.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate. Just got to call someone else.
Right. Fuck. Fuck. Yeah, but you're not, it's
Yeah.
not stopping, it's stopping nothing. Right.
Damn, he was right. The feds really were listening to his conversations. That's crazy.
Oh shit. Yeah, imagine that the one time the plug was right. I'm telling you, man. Jake, we started our Thanksgiving off with the newest South Park, with the Pete Hegseth is a fucking douche. I don't, that was before this Washington Post article came out, so good on South Park for getting ahead of the game. Uh, but yeah, I mean, this is damning stuff here. Damning stuff. And what's crazy about this is both Democrats and Republicans on the uh military, I'm gonna forget the name, the Military Oversight Committee have demanded an investigation of this one. So people will
Good.
be brought in on this
Good.
one. This has become a bridge too far. But it's because they can attack Hegseth without going after Trump. So what a bunch of fucking, still, what a bunch of, yeah, just pussies, every last one of them. It's unfucking believable. And in case you still think maybe it's about drugs, right? Jake, you put up the graphics. You can put up the picture first and then the thing. So Trump pardoned Juan Orlando Castro, uh, who is the former president of Honduras. He was convicted uh, in the U.S. of crimes, including smuggling drugs, to the tune of 500 tons. That's 500 tons of cocaine, Um, and uh, these are a few other of the names: Ross Ulbricht, Jinping Zhao, Juan Picard, Larry Hoover, and Jean Picard. These are all drug trafficking, uh, high-profile drug trafficking criminals who've been pardoned or had their sentence commuted by Donald Trump so far this term. This has nothing to do with drugs. Nothing at all.
No, it never.
No.
Dude, the government wants the drugs here. They love drugs being here.
Yes, absolutely. What would they charge us all with? How would they keep the poor people poor?
Right. How would they keep private prisons booming? How would they continue to make them profitable if they don't have drugs here?
Right. How
How
would
would
they,
they be able to wash so much goddamn money through the drug cartel?
what
Like, are you
what
kidding me?
what other excuse would they use to depress wages? Jake, give me there's one of those other graphics too. I think it's got some good information. Yeah, so Russell Rick ran a massive online drug empire. Xinjiang Zhao CZ exchange move cartel and fentanyl money. That's an understatement. Moved billions of dollars in crypto fentanyl money. Juan Orlando Hernandez is a president turned narco boss. We're going to get back to him. Larry Hoover, architect of a narcotics network. Jim Picard, convicted in cocaine case. Yeah, this is not about that. All right, let's get to. Is there one more graphic? I think, or no?
There's a one with the car.
No, no. But this is. It's just this is amazing. But we'll come back to that. That's
Okay.
a picture of a car inside of a building. We'll talk about that in a second. But before we do, let's talk about this. So Juan Orlando Castro moved 500 tons of cocaine into this country, right? From Honduras, because that's where it comes from, not Venezuela. Also, I don't think that he used any of those sized boats to move those 500 pounds, 500 tons of cocaine into this country.
Tons.
Yeah, didn't happen, right? He is quoted as having say that he wanted to force drugs on the US if he had to shove it up their noses. This guy has barely served any time at all and is free. Reasons? Well, you may ask, why is it necessary to release this guy? Well, they are building yet another tax-free crypto island, or want to build another tax-free crypto island in Honduras, and are currently outright threatening the people of Honduras that if they do not vote for their guy, then the United States will come after them. Just not a veiled threat, not a sneaky CIA plot, no SEAL Team 6, just the President of the United States straight up saying, "Give us your country.
Or die.
We're dying." Because crypto billionaires need more islands. Genocide in Gaza because crypto billionaires need more islands. Wouldn't surprise me in the least to find out that there was some spot in the Sudan where they wanted a vacation to. Would not shock me. Or maybe it's just about the gold. Who knows? Uh,
Right.
but either way, it's not about the people who live there. We know that, and it's
It's
not about
just the
drugs.
self-enrichment. Yeah, it's self-enrichment.
Yep, it's definitely not about drugs. I don't give a fuck about drugs. You know how I know? Because the fucking people from Purdue Pharma, what's their name, Brad? Do you remember their name? I forget their name.
Oh, I cannot remember now. That
Anyway,
pisses me off.
these fucking multimillionaires are just running around free as fuck. Free as fuck. They actually killed people with Oxycontin. People really did die.
The Sackler family.
Sackler, thank you. Yep, because they deserve to have their fucking name ran through the mud as often as possible. Yeah, that's real death and destruction, Brian.
Yeah, I have a lot of friends that aren't here today because of them.
Same. Yep. Appalachia hit real hard with that particular drug cartel because that's what they are. Uh, these people on these fishing boats, they are not. They are not threats. Heads need to roll. People need to be put metaphorically, of course. I feel like I have to say that since we're a thing, but like people have to be held responsible for this. You just can't let this one go. All right.
I agree.
70% of ICE arrests are not criminals. Most of these, many of them are American citizens. They've become violent. They're over the top, overbearing. The detention centers are crazy. And also, the agents are completely incompetent, getting caught trying to solicit sex from minors. And then, of course, that car inside the building, Jake, is also an ICE agent.
Oh,
Yeah. That wasn't the first building he hit, but it was the one that he got stuck in. Uh,
God.
he was he was drunk, as you might imagine. His passenger suffered some injuries, but is alive. Uh, that car, the
Oh my
car,
God.
if you're listening, is halfway into the side of a building, just hanging out of it.
On the second floor.
Yeah, how did it get
On
so
the
high?
second floor. Launched was the word used by the news report. Launched his car.
Yeah.
I mean, it
Like
is
there's a staircase next to him.
it's it's insane.
You got to be cruising, dude.
Yeah, you do. Okay. And on a serious note, okay, this is dangerous as fuck. This is not this is not, these jobs are serious jobs. Like you can't have people this reckless in these jobs. He should have already been fired, but of course he won't be because who the fuck knows who he is? He's probably wearing his mask on his date too, because that's who these fucking people are. He's gonna have to show up in court for this though. And that'll be another unmasking. If you do not follow Crust News on Substack or Instagram or Threads or all of the above, you should. They have the comprehensive ICE list. You can help them to out ICE in your area. They also do a great job reporting on that terror state, Israel. It's where I get a lot of my news from. You should check them out for sure. Give them a follow. Yeah. So that's what ICE is up to, among other things. New York City residents turned away ICE, fought ICE
I beg
literally.
pardon.
They literally fought ICE. Probably one of the first, like, I want to say physical clashes, but they did. They physically clashed with the New York Police Department and actually were able to disrupt a raid in New York City. So good on them because these people don't deserve any help from anyone.
At all. Get a real job.
Yep.
Mhm.
Trump has also compiled a hit list of journalists who he says are reporting the news poorly about him. It includes like CBS of all the fucking place he just bought, like ABC News, MSNBC, of course, who he hates. And I'm not calling them by their new name. MS Now, is that it?
I
Uh,
don't fuck them.
it doesn't matter. They changed
I'm
their
not
name.
listening to them. Yep.
Yep, doesn't matter. It's just a bunch of ex-Republicans talking about not taking responsibility for the fact that we're here because of them.
He wants to create a media bias tracker. Is that kind of
Yeah,
what he said? Yeah.
yep, 100%. A lot of it is like online influencers, and I'm sad to say we're not on it. So we need to
Yet.
work. We
Yet.
need to work on that. Yep, Derealization Nation would be proud to be hung high on that list. Put me up there. I'd fucking love to. I mean,
Yes.
I don't know if this helps or not, but the president is, in fact, a pedophile.
Maybe life is just bias, Donnie. Maybe you're just bad at your job. Maybe that's why you have a 35% approval rating.
You know, it's weird. I used to think that the law was after me too. I had this crazy notion that I was always in trouble and constantly getting DUIs because cops were following me. They knew my car. They were against me. And to whatever level that may or may not have been true, the fact of the matter was, is I was constantly breaking the law. Like there was rarely a point in my life for several, almost a whole decade where I was not in violation of the law in some way at any given point during the day. Um, and that the same could be said for Donald Trump. There's rarely a minute he spends where he is not in violation of the law in some way. So maybe, just maybe, somewhere in those 90 some counts of felonies that he had before he got into office, there was a few legit ones. Probably all of them. But we'll never know. Or we'll know eventually, but it's too late now because y'all elected him anyway.
Yeah, he's
Mm,
100 million years old. He'll never be held accountable for this shit.
Yeah,
mm.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. By the time he gets to trial, there'll be, oh, he's full of dementia, which he clearly is. I mean, his brain's leaking out of his fucking sock, but what a disappointment.
Yeah,
What a
he'll never be held
disappointment.
accountable for any of this.
Goddamn Merrick Garland. There's a special place for him. All right, guys, that wraps up this one. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. If you didn't check out our section on Israel, check that out and check out our fun one that we have talking about Charlie Kirk and his secret life uh, and our TikToks. If you haven't liked and subscribed yet, fuck you waiting for, man. Just do it. It's free. It don't cost you nothing, man. You can get on Substack and get first dibs on our videos. That's also free. Or you can choose a paid subscription if you so desire to help us out, defray the cost of this fucking thing, or buy a t-shirt at derealizationnation.com. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. Until next time, I'm John,
I'm Jake.
And I'm Brad.
and that's what's left.
3 hours after the death of podcaster Charlie Kirk, Donald Trump ordered the flag to half staff. Still nothing for Sarah Beckstrom.